Hello friends, welcome to today's Stitch With Me Daily. Today I'm working on Transformations, which is a design by Stephanie Pui-Mun and charted by Heaven Earth Designs. It is a full coverage piece that I am stitching on 18 count, easy count Aida using the called for DMC, 2 strands of DMC. I am currently in the process of switching the way I'm working on this, switching it from just cross-country, kind of like I was doing something where I was just working one color at a time to finish up one strand and then working on color, the second color. So kind of that limited cross-country. And I'm now in the process of switching over to stitching in a staggered kind of stair step 10 by 10 boxes and parking my threads in the box to the right. So I guess you'll see that transformation pun on the name of the design. Yes. And right now I'm in this video, I'm starting at the top, but then I realize, then I kind of change it off and I realize I want to start from the bottom and work my way up. It's a whole thing. Needless to say, if you're working on a project, you should definitely feel free to try different things. If you're working one method, go ahead and change over and try a different method and see which method you prefer. So I start with the loop start, and I used to end with kind of the long waist ends. I don't really know what that's called, which you can see in the middle of the screen here, like those blue grays and some of those pinks further down. Those are kind of the waist ends, waist knots. I don't know what they were. But instead of doing that, I'm doing the pin stitch. I like that look better, pin stitch end. Let's see. So I thought in today's video, as I was talking, this is going to be about a 17-minute video. I thought I would give you kind of a get to know me type of a chat. So I haven't yet said it, but my name is Rebecca, and I live in Colorado with my husband, our 2 kids, and 2 cats. Our kids are both adults, so I'm not talking about little kids. Our kids are adults, and yeah, so I work from home, and I have been working from home for, I want to say, probably over 10 years. So, even before COVID, I've been working from home. Taking a break this week, so as I'm filming this, it's actually the week of Thanksgiving here in the U.S., so taking a week off from working because our daughter is home from school. She currently goes to college over on the East Coast, and so she's home, so I'm taking some time off to just enjoy her being home. And did I mention I live in Colorado? I don't know, but I live in Colorado, and so, yeah. What else can I say about that? I've lived in Colorado for 26 years. I think I did the math on that right. I moved out here to go to college. It's a really nice town. Ended up staying, met my husband, married. 2 kids later, we're now like, okay, we can move somewhere else. Which is interesting because Colorado is a state that a lot of people come here to vacation, or a lot of people come here to visit or have moved here. But to vacation, like a lot of people come during the winter time to ski, snowboard, enjoy the Rocky Mountains, we don't do any of that. We don't ski, snowboard. Don't like driving. If you've been here in Colorado, you have to drive through the Eisenhower Tunnel, like up some mountains to get into the where you ski. Nope. I don't like driving in the snow. My husband's very good at driving the snow because he's born and raised in Colorado. I'm not born and raised here, and so I don't like driving in the snow. So yeah, I'm not about any of that, like, winter sports. And people also come vacation during the summertime. A lot of people go hiking or camping, fishing. Yeah, don't do any of that either. My allergies are so bad here. I joke that I'm like, oh, Colorado is trying to kill me. But I have gone to the emergency room because my allergies get so bad. Like, my eyes swell up. It's not good. So anytime I know I'm going to have to be outdoors for any extended period of time, I have to take allergy meds, which then it's a whole situation where, like, I get drowsy or, have other issues. So it is a wonderful place. It has been a wonderful place to have a family, raise kids. Like, in our city, the school district's amazing. Loved it. Overall pretty safe place to raise a family. But like I said, our kids are adults. They're 24 and 20. So I'm like, okay, you're grown and raised. I mean, they're still at home, but I don't have to worry about school districts and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah. And I just don't really like the cold weather. I mean, when I say that, it reminds me, if any of you have watched Twilight way back when, if you're old enough, if you're my age or whatever, in Twilight, she says, Bella says to Edward how she doesn't like Seattle because, like, I think she says, like, any cold, wet thing, or she doesn't like the cold, wet, because she had moved from Phoenix. And he kind of smirks because, I mean, spoiler alert, he's a vampire, and vampires are cold. Like, they don't have body heat, which plays into a future movie because werewolves are extremely hot body temperature. So, not to give it away, but the books and movies are, I don't know, like 10 years old maybe. So if you didn't know that by now, you're probably not ever gonna watch or read it. So anyway, so when I say whenever I'm like, I don't like the cold, it just reminds me of Twilight. But yeah, so I mean, I'm just not made for the cold. I'm originally, my parents are from Guam. Wow, my voice is kind of weird there. My parents are from Guam, which is an island in the Middle Pacific Ocean. And I was actually born there. I have two older siblings who weren't born there, but I was born on Guam because, long story short, anyways, but never lived there for any extended period of time because my dad was in the Army he was enlisted for 25 years. And so, I pretty much I spent, I guess, over about half my life, well, my growing up years. I spent half my growing up years in California, various places in California, from up in the Bay Area all the way down to San Diego and Monterey. So I guess I think Monterey's probably in between the Bay Area and San Diego. So California, spent 6 years in Hawaii, lived in Illinois, over by Chicago, which is cold, I guess, like Colorado, but, and then Kansas, and then half my life in Colorado. But my childhood years were spent in Hawaii and California, so I'm like genetics and my DNA. I'm Pacific Islander, made for warm weather, so ready to move back somewhere warm. Yeah, so what else can I tell you about myself? And so I work from home. My work is done on the computer, and so that kind of actually plays into my cross-stitching, because when I go to cross-stitch, I've tried cross-stitching on linen and even some of those fine counts, but my eyesight to begin with is not very good. I guess I'm nearsighted, but now I have to wear glasses just all the time. Like, I'm so nearsighted, I would run into a wall if I was walking without my glasses. But I also just, after working all day, like, usually I cross-stitch after working. And so you're talking about like in the evening after I've been staring at a computer screen for anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours. Yeah, my eyes aren't seeing the holes in like linen very well. And I have all of the lights and all the magnifying glasses, and sometimes like just when I work, I already wear 2 pairs of glasses. I wear my glasses to see when I'm working on the computer, and then I wear like blue light glasses. So then when I'm stitching, you know, I've tried wearing 2 glasses, like my regular glasses and readers or magnifyings, and I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that anymore. So I kind of have decided linen might not be for me. Now I just started really stitching, probably in the past year or so. And, well, I guess, yeah, so probably in the past year or so. And so when I would buy patterns, I would buy like the linen, and I would buy the called for threads, like if they used fancy floss or hand-dyed floss. And I kind of thought like I needed to stitch on the linen, because if I fell in love with the pattern and it had been photographed on linen, I had this thing in my mind like, oh, I might not like it if it was on Aida. Like, I might only like it if it was on linen. And then I realized that's not true at all. I will like it on Aida. I will like it on even weave. I can use even weave too. I would like it, you know, just the same. And the experience of working on it will be more enjoyable if it's something I can actually see without having to wear 2 glasses at the same time, you know. So, yeah, so I do have some projects on linen, and some of them I think I'll finish, but I actually think I'm going to do, like, pretty soon I'm going to do a mass fabric destash unload thing, because I have pretty linens that are just sitting there and I'm not going to use it. I'm not enjoying it. So I'm enjoying this though. I love full coverage pieces, and it's interesting working with kind of this confetti bit. You know, there's all sorts of colors, and it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like working on a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle, you know, getting all those pieces to fit. It takes a while, but I can see, like in this design right here, what I'm currently working on is part of, I think that's called carp fish, right? Like a carp. And working on all the rust reds that exist. But it's hard to see it when I'm so close up to it. But when I step back, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what that is. Like, that's super pretty. So I'm enjoying that. Here I am I got a knot in this. Yeah. You know, sometimes it just is what it is. I got a knot, but worked it out. I also realized as I'm stitching this section that there's some colors there's a few colors I actually don't even have, so I'm going to have to go to the store and purchase them, and then yeah, to finish them up, because there's kind of holes in those sections. So I don't know, I think this video is going to end here in a little bit. I hope that if you enjoyed the Stitch With Me video, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. My plan is to upload a Stitch With Me video every day. And, you know, some of them, I'll just have music on them. If you don't like the music, obviously, you know, feel free to leave me a comment, let me know. Understandably, you can mute the video. If you don't like my talking, feel free to do the same. There's another option I might try in the future, which is recording without talking and just the sound of the stitching. My problem with doing that is that my house is often not quiet enough to do that. So you will hear all the noises in the background, like you'll hear the, washer going, and you'll hear my cats eating, because apparently whenever I try to record, that's when my cats have to eat all the dry food, and they're very noisy about it. But so anyways, I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel, and you can find me on Instagram as Stitching Daily, and you can also find me on my website at stitchingdaily.com, where I will be posting more articles and with photos of the progress of my projects. So thanks for joining me. Have a good day. Bye.